You just clicked on one of the most exciting franchises in Madden YouTube history. Welcome to Any Given Weekday football. The 1997 regular season is officially over, and now it's win or go home. This is AGW playoffs. Every team left is chasing one thing: Super Bowl II. You're looking at the playoff picture right now, but we're only going to be featuring teams following the 9 commissioners. And the wild card gives us our first streamed matchup. We start in Baltimore, a city that's built its identity on defense. Ray Lewis and a unit that doesn't just stop you, they punish you. And on the offensive side, Carl Pickens and Eddie George are toting the rock for this Baltimore team. And across from them, a sneaky Steelers team walking into one of the most physical environments in the 1997 Any Given Weekday season. First and 10 from the 46, the third handoff as Ray Lewis pops the offensive player, making him fumble. Gotta be careful who you put back there. If I'm not mistaken, that was Priest Holmes who got smacked by Ray Lewis. Oh my gosh. So Ravens capitalizing on a fumble from Ray Lewis, moving it upfield. Another handoff to Eddie George, who stiff arms another defender, or free potentially. A handoff to Eddie George, and he gets tackled, not after reaching for it, gains the first down. They hand it off to George again, who has the open field, and he dives and gets it. Gains the touchdown after jumping and reaching for it. He got popped by Steve Atwater. The Steelers look to respond early. The Ravens have a hard-hitting defense that's popping pads left and right. Do a play action. Throws it. Tony Gleason on it. Another play action pass. Feels the pressure. Sacked. After almost a quarter and a half of no action, the Steelers finally get the ball moving by running it on the ground, even getting their quarterback some action as he takes off. Another pass. Tony Gleason decides to run it. Better watch out for Ray Lewis. Positive yardage, a long play action as this develops. Hits his running back. Running back gets close. Looks to be a good 40-yard field goal. Kicker gets it. So it's 3-7. This Ravens team's jumped on the Steelers so early in the game, I don't think they were ready for what was coming next. So Frank Wycheck and the Steelers are trying their hardest. Sam Madison, rookie, swatting the ball away as the urgency is kind of ringing. So instead of running it, he tries to do a play-action pass and gets sacked. This time it looks like they're running a mid-blitz or some type of mid-stack. As Ray Lewis gets in, pops the ball, Gleason fumbles, Derek Thomas gets the touchdown. Baltimore Ravens score from the defensive standpoint. Derek Thomas, as the ball just plopped right in his hand, Ray Lewis hits him. He launched it. He was scared. He just tried to launch the ball away. Handed him a package like it was Christmas. By this point, there was no question on if Baltimore would win this matchup. We were just wondering how much damage were they going to put out on Pittsburgh before the end of this game. Trips left. Decide to hand this off to Ricky Waters, who they've kind of forgotten. The Steelers, they have the number 2 overall pick. Whichever player they could get between Randy Moss, Peyton Manning, Patrick Surtain Sr., Charles Wilson definitely helps them as they get a holding penalty. Everything Pittsburgh tried was met by number 52 and his surrounding teammates. Turnovers, pressures, hits over the middle. Baltimore was sending a message to the rest of the league. Lewis. The Baltimore Ravens and their defense carried this team to a 17-3 win. Ray Lewis had himself a day. Eddie George, as he dove. Look at this play by Ray Lewis. I don't know what this rookie quarterback was thinking, but he saw 52 and just launched the ball up. He threw it away like, here, piece of candy. Next stop, we head over to Green Bay, Wisconsin, the defending champions. Last season, they finished 20-0. At this point of the season, they're 16-1 and looking to make it back-to-back in the Super Bowl. Brett Favre, an MVP caliber season, and a team that hadn't slipped up all year except for one game. This was supposed to be a routine, demolishing win, but across from them, Philadelphia had nothing to lose. Young, aggressive, just dangerous enough to make things uncomfortable early for the veteran quarterback Brett Favre. Drops back, feels the pressure, gets sacked. So Brett Favre has been going crazy in a year. Finished with 4,006 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the year. As the Packers come out, first drive, 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line, outside handoff to Terrell Davis, who gains a bunch of yardage just on the outside of the field. Brett Favre surveying the field, comes out in empty formation, launches it up, intercepted. Brian Dawkins, that safety picks off quarterback Brett Favre. He hasn't played a safety like that as he comes right through the middle, snagging that. He threw that pick right to Brian Dawkins. And Jake Plummer just dumps it off to his young wide receiver, Terrell Owens. So another motion right from Terrell Owens as they hand it off to oh my God, Warrick Dunn had no chance as he got popped. That's one bad thing about having a small running back. They're shifty, but gosh, Lee, he had no chance. Gosh, I haven't seen nobody get hit that hard since I was a little kid. That was in Pop Warner as a Pee-wee player. As Brett Favre almost throws another interception on that tight window pass, and Antonio Freeman snags it. Brett Favre passes it again, hits Terrell Davis this time on a receiving end, and he gets hawked down by Deion Sanders right at the 2-yard line. Motion out to the right. Play action it to Terrell Davis. Brett Favre finds the receiver. No, he throws an interception. That's his second interception of the day. This time caught by Ron Rice, safety, number 28. So 2 interceptions for Brett Favre today. The first one by Brian Dawkins, this second one by Ron Rice. Both safeties got them one. But the Eagles defense coming up clutch. So it might be a QB sneak. As it is, Jake Plummer gets the first down right there. Earlier in his year, I don't know if you guys remember, but Jake Plummer did try to run a QB sneak and he got popped by wide receiver Jerry Rice and fumbled. Ford comes in, hits his receiver, gets down to the goal line. 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. 29 seconds left on the clock. Eagles. Jake Plummer runs it, and he gets in easily. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles take a lead against the defending champions right before halftime. As they run at the 25, the 30, cuts right through the middle, the 50, the 40, the 45, the 30. Oh my gosh. He gets all the way to the other 27-yard line, and just like that, Michael Bates flips the field. They can get down and call timeout fast enough. Hit up their wide receiver, who gets popped. He does get down. They just settle for a field goal. Brett Favre drops back, feels the pressure. Derrick Brooks come through and sacks him. 4th and 15 as Derrick Brooks and some pressure gets through. So instead of having trips right, we got trips left now. Michael Irvin motions back right. A little trickery. Jake Plummer launches it across the middle, and Terrell Owens snags it. Look at that play. Jump ball. Got a linebacker behind him and a safety over top. They do hand it to Terrell Davis, who gets tackled immediately by Derrick Brooks. His linebacker has a sack on the day, and he's got a couple of tackle for losses. And the Packers find themselves backed up as Mike Vrabel comes through and gets the sack on Brett Favre. And on this one, they got 54 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. They can manage the clock as Warrick Dunn gets popped again. If Philly wins, this shocks and shapes up the playoff picture, as no one was expecting this game from them today. As Warrick Dunn gets the handoff, this time he doesn't fumble. And Jake Plummer dumps it off. Jump ball caught. Oh, touchdown, Philadelphia. So Philadelphia sends it to wide receiver Anthony Edwards. That's number 4 on the depth chart. They extend this 4-point lead to 11. Brett Favre is on fire right now. A little angry after throwing that first interception. Launches it, throws another one. And that is going to be it, as Deion Sanders has an interception that likely seals the game. Packers fall short after throwing 3 interceptions in a game where he didn't throw any throughout the whole season. Oh my gosh. Deion Sanders snags that one. They haven't been able to stop anything down the middle, as the receiver, Michael Irvin, catches it, breaks the first defender. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. This is just a charity drive, as anything that they do here does not affect the outcome of the game. Philadelphia Eagles are your divisional round champs as they proceed to the NFC Championship and will face the St. Louis Rams. Green Bay is very upset. They had their eyes set on a repeat. Coach Miyagi and Coach MB give a quick handshake. Coach MB is pissed. You know he is. Unfortunately, made the Packers' first-round exits. They won 36 games in the past 2 years, but unfortunately, they lost this one. 36-2 is their 2-year record. After witnessing an upset that the Philadelphia Eagles put on against the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Divisional Round matchup, we headed down to Nashville, Tennessee to witness the Miami Dolphins and the Tennessee Titans square off. A game With so many momentum changes, the Titans found themselves backed up in the corner, but was throwing uppercuts, left, right hooks, jabs, scratching, clawing, finding their way back out of the corner into the game, making it so competitive. The game refused to slow down. You had playmakers on both sides of the ball. For Miami, Shannon Sharp, Marshall Faulk, Marvin Harrison. For Tennessee, you had Jerry Rice, Jamal Anderson, John Randall, and the defense came up so clutch for them this matchup. Just watch this. Motion out from Marvin Harrison. Quick pass. Wide open. Touchdown. Miami. So Marvin Harrison showed a little animosity. He gets the receiving touchdown. Drop back. Quick pass. Intercepted. Titans get themselves a pick six. Oh no. Right before half, Kerry Collins throws it. They could have settled for even running out the clock or kicking a field goal, but instead Anthony Dorsett catches this one and takes it home. Tennessee Titans and their fans going crazy in the stadium as they're shooting cannons all over the place. Talk about a snag-a-rooski. That's going to change momentum going into halftime. As they let the clock run out, they hand it to Marshall Faulk, who jukes a defender, breaks one tackle, and oh my gosh. 2 seconds left on the clock. Marshall Faulk says, I'm taking this bad boy home. Touchdown, Dolphins. Right before half, no time on the clock. After Kerry Collins just threw an interception, the running back says, I'll make up for it. And when things started getting out of hand, Marshall Faulk, the regulator, reminded everybody who he is. One broken tackle, and he was gone. But what came next, nobody in the stadium was ready for. Dolphins head back to the AFC Championship. As long as they don't turn this ball over, fumble or interception can be exactly what the Titans need. 2nd and 12. Kerry Collins drops back. Throws the interception! No way! As this is the second one that's going back for 6. Kerry Collins, what are you doing? The coach got aggressive. All he had to do was run the clock out. And he throws an interception to DB Torrey James. The Dolphins do not want to make it back to the AFC Championship. You can't. What is the reason for doing that? Oh my gosh. Talk about a Music City miracle. 17 seconds left on the clock. They run it again, and Marshall Faulk gets taken down. 11, 10, 9, 8. They don't have enough time to spike it. Spike it. 7, 6, 5. Oh. They almost did not have enough time left to spike the ball. 4th and 1 from the 4-yard line. This field goal is all they needed, as it is returned and tackled at the 18-yard line. The Dolphins, after throwing 2 pick sixes, survive. I don't know how, but Kerry Collins, he did what he needed to do at the right moment. Titans fought hard, had their Music City Miracle 2.0, but this time it didn't lead to a win. Kerry Collins is dapping up his teammates. They need to have a talk with him in the locker room. He almost sold this one. Miami was fortunately able to survive Nashville, Tennessee after Kerry Collins' 2 interception for touchdown woes nearly gave the game away. But this time the stage was set for the AFC Championship in Baltimore. The Ravens, fresh off of a defensive masterclass, looking to come away with some turnovers today. And the Dolphins trying to make right, play on the other side of a safe game. This time, if you don't turn the ball over, you have the offense and the defense to win it. No room for mistakes. One game, one winner, and a trip for the Super Bowl on the line. Let's see who wins this matchup. One of the most explosive offenses we've seen in this game. So the Baltimore Ravens will be kicking the ball off to the Miami Dolphins. As the Dolphins get ready to return it, Joey Galloway fields it at the 15, the 20, the 25, goes on the outside, spins past one defender, and takes the ball down to the 45-yard line. Marshall Faulk gets the first carry, gaining 14 yards on first handoff. As Kerry Collins play action passes it, launches it, and almost throws an interception to Ray Lewis. Motion from Shannon Sharp. Catches the ball down the seam for positive yardage. That's going to be a good 21-yard reception for their tight end. 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. After that false start penalty brings them back 5 yards. Quick handoff to Marshall Faulk. Trucks one defender. Gets tackled down by Lawyer Malloy and Ray Lewis. They got some hitters out there. Kerry Collins drops back. Has A receiver wide open. Kenny McCardle, Dolphins touchdown. There's another pass from Kerry Collins right up the seam again. This is their tight end, Shannon Sharp, with a dive-in reception. Come on, Skip. You can hear him all the way from the past in back-to-back years. As this hands off to Marshall Faulk, goes in for a touchdown. So Marshall Faulk got him one. He's trying to wipe off all that dookie that he's experiencing right now from the Ravens defensive line. The pancake block sets it open. Maybe start featuring Eddie George, as this is the one who ran them here. As Eddie George does get the first handoff, leading past the defense, gaining a long 20 yards on that rush. And a punt from the Ravens, as they end up having to settle for a great punt at the 4-yard line. Halftime, Kerry drops back, launches it, has the receiver within the end zone. 21 skunk. This is the whooping that you sit in a room laughing at when your little cousin is getting beat for saying a cuss word. So if they don't get this third down conversion, this will be lights out, as they do hand it to Eddie George, who runs right up the middle, breaking free, gaining 27 yards on a rush. I told you, if they run Eddie George, they keep themselves inside the game. They kind of went away from their game plan today, trying to play air ball, get back on the ground. They do launch it up, and wide receiver number 87, that's Dawkins. They're loading up the left side of this offense. They do run a read option backside. Drew Bledsoe gets the touchdown for the Baltimore Ravens. Faking out the defense, everyone running left. The only person who was there to catch him was young linebacker George Kuntz. Another pass, surveying the field. Defensive lineman causing pressure. Kerry gets sacked. The 3rd and 3 at the 50, right on the other side of the 50-yard line. Quick pass, Drew Bledsoe finds a receiver, exactly what they need. He launches it, number 87 catches it, holds on to the ball and survives. They're 1 of 2 so far today, as they hand it to Eddie George, runs up the middle. They're 2 for 3 on 4th down conversion, as they run an inside zone again, and Eddie George gets in for the touchdown. Oh no, the Ravens get ready to come out in a 2-point conversion. If they can score on this, they're looking to win the game. As they hand it off to the backup running back, who can't get the yardage. So now if they get the ball back, they have to go for 2 next drive. You can't always listen to analytics. They don't know best. Sometimes they say it's best to go for it right here. But I tell you what, when you don't have the right personnel in the game, forget what any of the analytical people say. You need to tie it up at best. Your offense and your defense is struggling. Kerry Collins is getting the ball again as Shannon Sharp gets popped by young linebacker Ray Lewis. 3rd and 4. The Ravens have used 2 timeouts so far. They can stop the offense right here, and they get a sack. The Baltimore Ravens get exactly what they needed from their defense. Only thing that sucks is their offense has to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Baltimore can feel it. 1 quarter away from validating their 14-win season. Only 2 minutes separating them. As a quick pick route gets the receiver, Mark Carrier, wide open. Drew Bledsoe finding another receiver. That's his old reliable, Sean Dawkins. They need to step deep into the playbook, as they do, gaining 18 yards on a reception. Receiver Sean Dawkins has 10 catches for 115 yards. As a motion comes left side, 2nd and 4. Play action pass, launches it deep in the backfield. He just launches it out of bounds. 3rd and 4, 12-yard line. Drew Bledsoe sees nobody. So at this point, it's 4th and 4 from the 12. They either need a touchdown shot or 1st down and spike. Likely the last play of the game. Bledsoe feels the pressure, throws an interception. The Miami Dolphins has the pick that gets them back into the Super Bowl. Just like that. Dolphins defense comes up clutch, sending them to back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. This is your NFC Championship. As we featured a new St. Louis Rams stadium, Philadelphia Eagles come traveling in, looking to try to dethrone this 2nd-time appearance NFC Championship team. St. Louis Rams have a 10-2 record, while the Philadelphia Eagles feature a 9-8 team on a Cinderella run. The Rams have the blueprint for January football. Eagles arrive with nothing to lose and everything to prove. Another drop back pass from As that one gets intercepted, Jake Plummer throws it to 2 DBs, thinking that he had star wide receiver Michael Irvin wide open. Troy Vincent comes away with the interception. Get that pass. Oh my gosh. I know he said run that slant or go back to the ghetto, but he didn't mean throw the ball in a risky territory. 1st and 10 from the 20 after that interception. He drops back, launches it up to number 84. That's Herman Moore, who breaks tackle. So he's literally the security blanket for the quarterback. So he can get targets all day as he gets 2 on a day, reaching for extra. Another drop back pass, Cordell Stewart. This time he throws it on the run, getting his wide receiver on the side. Shotgun formation, play action pass. Launches it. He overthrows the receiver, and Ty Law, instead of going for the interception, went for the tackle. Cordell Stewart survives it. Ty Law, a launch ball. That one gets swatted away by Deion Sanders. Young quarterback. Empty formation, has the receiver wide open, and he gets smacked by safety Brian Dawkins. Do come back in I formation. Mike Allstott and Emmitt Smith in the backfield. They hand it off to Allstott, who trucks one defender, going for the first down. Single back formation, Emmitt Smith gets the handoff, touchdown. The Rams add more to their 3-point lead. Kickoff return fielded by Don Beebe, who gets past the first line of kickoff return defense, getting to the 39-yard line. As that reception gets caught by Michael Irvin. Jake Plummer feels pressure, launches it, finds his tight end. NFC Championship, showing that he's meant to be here. Launches it, but the wide receiver can't hold on to it. Feeling the pressure, has the receiver wide open again. Ends up overthrowing it and almost gets picked off by safety Rodney Harrison. Get the ball at the 34-yard line. The first handoff goes to Emmitt Smith. Breaks and stiff arms Deion Sanders. 3rd and 11 from the 33 after that holding penalty. Cordell steps up in the pocket, launches it up. Herman Moore, jump ball, catches it over Deion Sanders. Touchdown, St. Louis. And a penalty that probably is a pass interference penalty as he mosses Deion for a primetime moment. Roughing the passer was the penalty on the play. Mike Vrabel was called on that penalty. We haven't seen wide receiver Terrell Owens featured in this game. He's right there at the slot at the top of the offense, but he hasn't gotten the ball. Jake Plummer, just as you talk about him, the commentary help gets there. Thanks to the commentators, Terrell Owens gets the ball. As work done, gets the hands off, get the inside zone, tries to get past Rodney Harrison, but gets tackled. So this empty formation, rookie quarterback Jake Plummer. Pump fakes, feels the pressure, launches it at the breaking pass. Oh my gosh, that was almost a crazy touchdown. Did you see Jake Plummer as he evaded that defensive lineman and launched that ball? And he hits up Terrell Owens, who gets through the seam. Right where the blitzing DB came from. Owens gets his 2nd reception of the day. Looks close to what they run for this Philly. Oh, another run by Warrick Dunn, who gets the touchdown. Touchdown by Philadelphia brings them within a 7-point striking range. What a run by the young and small running back. 5'9", 5'8". Don't matter how tall he is. This Rams offense is trying to keep as much order as they can as they field 4 men on the pressure, launches it up, has all the time of the day. Look at that line as they set the wall. The Great Wall of China. How about the Great Arch of St. Louis? There was nothing getting through on that play. Cordell drops back, has another receiver wide open on the outside post corner for a touchdown. St. Louis go up by another 7, extending the lead right now to 13. A great pass by quarterback Cordell Stewart. There was nothing that the Eagles defense could do. See something from the defensive line as he throws a quick pass to Terrell Owens as he breaks it, tries to break a tackle, but not before stepping out of bounds. Quick run by Jake Plummer. Jake Plummer fielding it, runs, breaking pass and slides after gaining a good, 23 yards on a rushing attempt. As the linebacker comes blitzing, Mike Crowell. As that one was almost intercepted, a diving attempt from the DB. Get the ball at the 31-yard line. And a false start. So the linemen can't get their head out of their asthma attacks. We have to keep it PG-13. Jake Plummer launches it. Feels the pressure. Actually, he runs it. That's going to bring the Eagles within a 7-point striking distance after Jake Plummer felt pressure and had to run it. All Rams need to do is field this onside kick, and they're headed to the Super Bowl. Will they decide to squib or sky kick? Let's see. They squib it. The ball is picked up by the Rams, and the Rams get ready to go to the Super Bowl. So the 1997 Super Bowl features two teams that were defeated last year, one in the Super Bowl and the other in the NFC Championship. Seems like you have an easy path without the Packers in your way. Dolphins make it to back-to-back. Rams make it to their first Super Bowl appearance. As we feature a Super Bowl with Marshall Faulk and Emmitt Smith next time we come back on stream. I want you guys to be on alert, be safe, and get ready. And just like that, we got our Super Bowl set. Two teams on two different paths, but one final game left in the 1997 season. If you've been rocking with the Any Given Weekday series, I really appreciate you, man. This has been fun to do. Go ahead and drop your prediction down below for which team you think is going to win and what's the final score. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel to stay locked in with Any Given Weekday. We'll be back in the Super Bowl II. I appreciate you guys. Peace.